Hello YouTube, hello Facebook, hello the world overall. My name is more than Gavin. There is no Golden Freddy at the moment, and welcome back to part 6 of When the Gods Froze Time. Tonight's trio, beep beep beep, is gonna be Candle 947, DZ and Zon, and Advon VFX. And this is the tale of how IHOP just shut down completely over 5 pancakes. You know this is going to be good, because I do not mess around when it comes to these kinds of stories. And as you can tell, new setting, so woo! Alrighty, so, Candle, Advon, and Zon were, you know, they're roommates. They've been rooming with each other for about 2 years, and Candle was like, you know what, we should celebrate this. We should really, really celebrate this. We've been rooming together, dealing with a whole tidal wave of random ass bullshit for 3 years. And Zon was like, yeah, that's right, we should go for pancakes. And Advon's like, yeah, we should go to IHOP. And Candle's like, nah, I don't feel like IHOP. What about Burger King? And fuck you, Fly. Oh, you were such a pain in my ass. And so Zon was like, nah, what about McDonald's? They have awesome pancakes. And Cyber Doug's like, you know what, we should go to like Farmer Boys because they have awesome pancakes and whatnot. And Advon's like, you know what, Cyber Doug, you're right, we should go to IHOP. And Cyber Doug's like, no, I said Farmer Boys, obviously you guys don't get it. And Candle's like, you know what, we should throw Cyber Doug out. He hasn't paid rent in like a good couple of weeks. And so they toss his ass out into the recycle bin because he's just a toaster. They named Doug because one of them got really high one day. And they're like, this toaster's name is Doug. Doug can make toast. So the three of them go out to IHOP. And IHOP is this very, very prestigious place in this Taleverse, whatnot. And everyone's really, really excited about it because IHOP just released a God, I wish they would make this room brighter, but apparently there's not. And IHOP just released this awesome thing where, you know, bring 3 friends, get 5 pancakes. And it seemed kind of weird to the trio that, you know, this would be going on. That these 3, hold on. 1, 2. Oh, God. Okay, so it seemed kind of weird to these 3 that IHOP would do something like this. Bring 2 friends, get 5 pancakes. It just seemed kind of weird and mysterious and not at all right. So they get there, and the server, who happened to be Zombie Batman's like, would you like a plate of justice? And Candle's like, no, just a table for 3, please. And he's like, all right, I need your brain. And they're like, no, we have IDs. And Zombie Batman takes a look at him and goes, brains, which kind of creeped Advon out just a little bit. So he's like, are you okay, Zombie Batman? And Zombie Batman's like, I died at the hands of Cyber Doug. And Zon's like, we need the toaster, Doug. And Zombie Batman's like, I died by a toaster. And all of a sudden, you know, the whole room just goes quiet, like, oh my God, they take a Zombie Batman off again. And he's like, yes, go sit down. And so they do. They find a nice corner booth all to themselves, pretty spacious. But the table just seemed like a little bit wider than it actually should be. And so they're like, okay, what the hell's going on? Why is this happening to us? When all of a sudden this like tower of dark, bloody fog infested with like lost Monopoly game board pieces pops up, and all of a sudden it's like Phase Apex, and he's like, hey, what, we, 5 pancakes, and then he just disappears, and like, a cloud of fart noises and disappointed moans from faraway trombonists. And so, Candle's thinking to himself, man, this is, the IHOP's kind of weird, what's going on here, why is this happening? And, Zon's like, man, don't worry about it. Cyber yeah, he beat Batman. And Advon's like, nah, it's zombie Batman. Regular Batman's still alive and kicking out there somewhere in Gotham. And Zon's like, nah, man, that was regular Batman. And Advon's like, nah, man, that can't be. If Batman's now a zombie, what does that make Superman? And all of a sudden Superman comes by with like a mop, and he's all, you know, dressed down, his cape's really depressed. There's like a constant source of sadness streaming from one ear, and a constant source of bad writing streaming from the other ear. And it's mainly from video games and everything else. And he's like, up and away. And Kel's like, oh my god, disappointed Superman versus zombie Batman. I would totally pay to see that movie. And zombie Batman's like, we made that movie. How do you think we got like this? So their order comes about 5 minutes later from this Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist who's like, it's time to dine! And all 3 friends just kind of look at him like, shut up and go away. So they each have 1 pancake, because, you know, 3 people, 5 pancakes, that kind of thing, and Candle's still trying to figure that thing out. When all of a sudden it gets to the 2 pancakes, and it just goes dead silence in the booth. All 3 friends are just staring each other down like, oh, I'm going to get that pancake. Because when you have 3 friends and only 2 pancakes, one of those friends is going to get left in the dust. So it's ultimately a game of musical pancakes. So they stare off into the distance, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Cyber Doug like pops up and goes, I'm a toaster. And so I was like, yeah, you are. And that's when Candle and Advon VFX go to strike, but Cyber Doug's too quick for them. He manages to snake one away, and Candles gets the other. And all of a sudden, there are 2 friends that are really, really disappointed, and they're like, why? Just why? And Candle's like, I'm hungry. And I'm the leader, so. And all of a sudden, someone screams, there's a rat in my soup! Or, there's a soup in my rat! Which is really strange considering that IHOP only serves pancakes and other things that involve pancakes. It's a really weird store in this world. And all of a sudden, the health inspector Schwarzenegger comes in like, this place is getting closed down now. And RoboCop and Chef RoboCop's like, end of the line, eggs. And all of a sudden, just all hell breaks loose. There's a bunch of shooting. There's a bunch of bullets bouncing off of the Terminator. Bullets bouncing off of RoboCop. ED-109's like this tiny little. Oh, long story short,